Hello there, and welcome back to my channel for the episode 6 of our ongoing experiment. For those who are new here, my name is Giselle, and I'm trying out an interesting experiment involving myself, The Sims, and parallel realities. In our experiment, there are currently two Sims who started out identical with the same traits, likes, and dislikes, and who are based off my real self. They also, in the course of the previous episodes, both adopted the same cat, a female called Sushi. This is a series meant to show how our assumptions shape our reality, and so the two identical Sims are living parallel lives which are turning out very differently to each other based on the assumptions underlying the choices they make in life. Our story picks up again on a Monday night where the version 1 Sim is broke and very much needs to get a promotion at her job. She is currently in the business career because she has the assumption that an office job is the safest route and also the one most best for her character and experience and skill set. I sent my sim to work on the Tuesday and then realized she had quite a few vacation days accumulated. So I thought I would give her the Wednesday off in order to work on her logic skills, which she needed for the promotion. However, on the Tuesday night, she managed to go to the library, and she's a very fast learner when it comes to the logic skill, and also there was someone who could mentor her there at the library. She lugged out, and so she gained enough skill points in order to get her promotion. So I decided not to give her the Wednesday off from work, uh, although she had enough leave accumulated to take paid days off work, because I figured it would be nicer for her to get the promotion first and some money, and then obviously also get her day off at a higher pay. Unfortunately, on the Wednesday, even though I told her to work hard at work, she came back without her promotion and with a notification that the business she worked for was currently talking about laying off people, but that since she was working hard, it might be to her benefit and she might be lucky and not get fired. Again, on the Thursday morning, since she was well rested, I sent her to work in order to get her promotion rather than giving her a much deserved and needed day off. She came back on the Thursday night still without her promotion. At this point, she was so dazed and still needing to catch up with her job and that elusive promotion that I told her she should hire a maid service, thinking that at least if she didn't have to also do the housework, she might get some more time to rest. Unfortunately, on the Friday morning, despite that she woke up uh, with a notification saying that she was burnt out, I had to reluctantly send her back to work to get that valuable promotion rather than give her the much needed time off work. Her job panel was saying that she was eligible for the promotion. Not only did she have the necessary skill, but had even a good enough work performance. And so I was sure that this time she was coming back with her promotion before the weekend. At this point, I'm so invested in my Sim's life that I think I was more upset than even the Sim herself when she came back on the Friday. And after all that hard work, I found out that rather than get her uh, promised promotion, she had been laid off. What a great way to start her weekend. So after a grueling week, instead of resting on the weekend, I had to have her do some odd jobs that she found online because she needed to fund her bank account given that bills were soon going to be coming in the mail. And also, her cat Sushi was on heat, and I knew that she was stressed enough already and not catching up with everything. I could not afford that she would have a litter of kittens also to take care of. And so, um, although she had to use up some of her little savings, she took Sushi to the vet to be spayed as well. Some other things of note that she did during the week were that she finally got the carefree trait by getting enough aspiration points, and that will hopefully help her in the future in her busy days. And also, she went on the Saturday to the market stalls to buy her groceries without having to pay the delivery charge of having them delivered to her house, since she was trying to save on funds. And she also bought some things that she knew she could plant in order to save further on future grocery shopping. It did cost her having to buy some planting boxes to put neatly outside the front of her house, but it's an investment, sort of. Given she didn't seem to be too good at the odd jobs and actually got a bad review on the second one and did not get paid, I knew it was time for her to find yet another office job. And although it's for longer hours every day and that slightly smaller hourly pay, I decided this time to suggest she take the salary person job instead of the one in the business career. Because apart from, well, she got fired the first time, she got laid off the second, so why not try a slightly alternative route that is still within her assumptions? I did test what would happen when she does her daily tasks from home on the computer, and for the salary person job, at least when she does the added tasks, she does gain some, I believe it was logical and writing skills. Whereas, as you might remember, in the business career, she was doing all that extra work for nothing instead of working on her own skills on her time off at home. And that's where I stopped playing the version 1 sim for this episode in order to now turn to our artistic version, the Giselle sim in the second save file in version 2, who was doing much better if you recall well, and who I will also be playing with for the length of a whole week in game. The artist version of Giselle started this week's episode working a Tuesday to Saturday job, so this was going to be her first day back following the weekend. She left for work on time with all her needs seen to and enough skill to warrant a promotion as well as a work performance that was close to excellent. I asked her to work hard, which didn't even affect her mood. At this point, my cat Frankie took over, first laying on my wrist so that it was hard to maneuver the cursor at all, and later taking over totally, studying the scene. So technically, he was the one playing when she came home with a promotion. Then later, she had an interesting work day on the following day when she chose to give a new gallery some of her edgy work, and it boosted her work performance as a result. Also on the Wednesday, she decided to hire a maid after getting the free service straight from having enough aspiration points for it. Although technically she does have free time to do the housework, she seems to have been doing so much of it that I, more than her, was getting annoyed with the chores. Since her promotion of the Tuesday, her work days changed, and so this time she got the Thursday off work and decided to visit an art museum. It made a change and helped her fulfill more of her aspirations. She spent the rest of the day then taking it easy and napping most of the time. I'm not sure whether there's something uncomfortable about her bed or it's just a bug in the programming, but she seems to need so many hours of sleep to come close to having full energy. And she's also complaining that she is uncomfortable. Since she's now making some money out of the art pieces she sells in her free time, I decided I would, by the end of this episode, be getting her a better bed. And so I will be showing it to you later on when I, at the point in time when she buys it, which is at the end of the episode, incidentally. And then on the Friday at work, she got yet another promotion and got gifted a canvas storage rack by her workplace, which she put in her home office, which is now getting pretty crowded as a result. Then in the evening, she got invited to the Spice Festival by her friend Rarahu, where she got to sample some spicy foods, bought a meal from one of the kiosks, and also she bought some curry to use at home in her meals and a festival t shirt. Oh, and she also took advantage of the festival tradition of harvesting some foods in order to grow in her own vegetable garden. The Saturday seemed to be her lucky day. She took a day of leave from work to work some more on her paintings and finished a masterpiece that sold for close to 2,000 simoleons. And later that same day, she got invited to join the Paragons. I told her to accept the invite even though I wasn't sure what it was all about. It turned out to be a very exclusive club reserved for fashion conscious Sims who strive to look perfect. Unfortunately, at this point, I didn't notice that for some reason my program stopped filming the gameplay, and so I am posting a bonus video of Frankie whilst I relate what happened next. Also, do like this video if you think he's cute. Back to our sim, I really wanted her to visit the flea market on Sunday, which was happening during her work hours, so I asked her to leave her job early and she went down to see what was going on. She got to try some food at one of the kiosks, bought herself a lamp and some frogs for breeding. I noticed that she takes many bathroom breaks during the day, so I got her the steel bladder tray with her accumulated aspiration points. By Monday night, I also got her what will hopefully be a more comfortable bed. I put a shelf over her butt so that she can put some incense to relax whilst getting washed, and I put some planters outside the front side of the house for her vegetable garden. And it's time for the comparison. Our version 1 sim is unfortunately still running a rat race and, well, failing at it really. In all fairness, I don't think she ever stood a chance. Um, with her, if only she changed that one assumption that she must make a living from an office job, things would change so much for her. And that is why something is going to happen in the next episode. So stay tuned and subscribe not to miss out on when the next episode comes out. Meanwhile, the Sim version 2 seems, in my opinion, to be doing quite well in life, and it might be time for her to even start upgrading her house. I mean, we've started already with giving her a more comfortable bed, a more relaxing bathroom, but we'll keep at it. We'll give her an even better life. So again, you'll see what comes next in the next episode. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.